It feels like it's been much longer than 6 days. I am so glad you guys are here to join me again. You just keep showing up, and I keep showing up, and then we're here together. It's really the only way to be together, right? So one thing I want to just kind of get out of the way. Let me do this. You know what this is? This is the symbol of the Chalice Wells in Glastonbury. The two circles intersecting, the feminine and the masculine as one. At least that's my interpretation of it. I don't actually know if that's the book determination. Speaking of books, this site is purely for educational purposes only. What movie is that? Educal? Oh, I can't even talk now. Educational purposes only. So I say that because I'm gonna give you guys just a little disclaimer right here real quick. Eventually these will be in my YouTube channel, so I'm just gonna say it out loud real quick, and that way you guys all know that let's see here, let me get it to you. Yes, this video uses copyrighted material under the Fair Use Guidelines for commentary and critique. All rights belong to the respective copyright holders, and this use complies with the fair use principles. So, the legitimate one, because I knew it was this huge, but I didn't know how huge. So, since this is for educational purposes only, this particular site, and I'm using examples of frequency so that people can have an understanding of how it works with the body and their cells, and also referencing other material to be able to bring those educational materials into their life and to be able to find the links to find out deeper information about where to go and do more research. So the actual disclaimer is under Section 107 of Copyright 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. The copyright laws of the United States of America recognizes a fair use of copyright content. Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright, did I say this right? Yes. Copyright Act states, notwithstanding the provisions of Section 106 and 106A, the fair use of copyright work, including such that of reproduction of copies of phonorecords or by any other means specified by that section for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, is not an infringement of copyright. So we will have a frequency in the background. I will let you guys know what that frequency is about so that you can learn more and apply it to your life. And yeah, so we got that out of the way. I will also be kind of like, as I'm working, you know, if there's material that comes up that has to do with the cards that are chosen, all the links for and all the rights for the cards and anything I use is all going to be down below. So you guys have that all to check out, and you can go to their sites and purchase their cards. I'm not supported by anybody. All the material I find is just for information, and I share it with you guys. So where are we going back to? Let's see. Let's see. Not exactly how I want to start out this video. Gosh, that's like 4 minutes of my life. So basically, where am I now? So we're applying the frequency of 417 hertz, which is interesting because the other day it was 741 and today it's 417. I don't know if that means anything, but if you're into numerology and you're into numbers, which I am, that means something to me for sure. So yeah, 417 hertz. So the information behind that is that it removes negative energies, which is what the 741 hertz was all about yesterday as well, applying that in your life. And the reason this particular one came up, yesterday the blue avians came in and we had a bit of galactic energy happening. And yeah, the previous reading too, it seems like this span of cards that's fallen out into my lap and come up for you guys, and like, what is your guidance? What is coming in for you? It's all like interconnected and it's all related. These 7 days that are occurring and what we're doing, and today's card is the sun. And it's this card right here. And yes, the camera's still askew. I don't know, this might be a new thing. I might like this. This whole, it's like when you take a selfie and you're like, yeah, I look good. I need to charge my phone again. So here's the card of the sun, 417 hertz. And just feel into what 417 hertz feels like in your body. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Take a deep breath. Let it out. This card is the card of the sun. And the sun has many different symbolisms. So when we look it up here, the sun symbol and its spiritual meaning talks about vitality, power, life force, clarity. This card comes up to focus on the light within you. There are times that we may be going it alone. We might feel like we're alone. There's a lot of times where you can be alone, right? But you don't necessarily have to be lonely. Do you see the distinction? This card calls you to know that you can rely on yourself, to trust yourself. What's interesting is there's a nurturing to this card as well. And an enveloping, a surrounding, a supportiveness. Think about when you're wrapped in a warm, cozy blanket, right? Think about any meditations that talk about when the angels wrap their wings around you. You're being supported. Even though you're alone, I'm alone in here right now, but am I really? You're here with me. My guides, your guides, our guides are surrounding us all the time and here to support. And this goes along with the theme that's happened all these 7 days, the whole like gestation period. We often think of, the baby in the womb, but how often do we think of the adult in the womb? This is a symbol of rebirth. Picture yourself. Take a look at this card closer. Picture yourself and how it feels to be enveloped in the warm coziness of the room. The womb. I've been asked to do this recently in a class that I've been in that has to all do with going into the darkness and the silence and the womb, reconnecting with the womb, reconnecting to that birth, rewriting that birth, whether it was a good birth or a not so great birth, right? The stories behind the birth, rewriting the stories. It's interesting that stories are coming up because that's how I'm going to get all you guys together, is because I'm going to have you guys tell your story for the very last time. When are we going to do this? It's a very good question. Stay tuned. So yeah, it's the birthplace and the rebirth. And what came in, like before, in earlier days, what came forth was this one right here, this card, the Phoenix, came in for a rebirth, right? A drawing up from the ashes, a claiming your fire. That was part of the bird energy. We got part of the eagle, bird energy, right? Yeah. Flying above the storm. Not necessarily seeing it as an obstacle, but flying above the storm. You see it coming and you're like, all right, this is where foundation and wisdom come into play. And you maneuver. Where do you need to go? I might need to go a little higher, get a higher perspective, right? What does a storm look like from a higher perspective? You know, when you fly in the clouds on a plane and you look down, it's a whole different world up there, right? You can access that whole different world at any time. And so yeah, this card is asking you to connect to your life, to your vitality, we see the sun in history a lot of the time. We see the sun, the solar discs above and behind Yeshua's head, Mary Anna, Mother Mary, you know. Behind saints, we see the sun, we see the light. And what this card does is it's asking you to re-tap into your divinity. This divinity that you possess, you've possessed since birth. It didn't go anywhere. You just kind of forgot for a little bit. But it's okay. You know, we're remembering. We're here to remember, and we're here to step back into that God particle, that God spark, all spark. And that's what this represents. She's enveloping herself. She's being wrapped up, knowing she's totally secure. I say she because there's a female in here, but this is the divine feminine in both the male and female form. So you guys don't always think about how to nurture yourselves. It's a very doing and it's a very go, go, go. And it's the same for us females. Same thing. We've been taught to withstand anything. And with the sexual revolution, we wanted to prove that we were just like men so much that we became men. You know, figuratively. You know, we wanted to show that we could handle it, that we could take care of ourselves. And believe me, women, we have shown it. We have made our point. I'm going to make a little note here because I'm on Threads, and it's sometimes saddening when a man will take the courage to go onto Threads and really pour out his heart about how he wants to be there for a woman, how he wants to be there for a partner, how he wants to show up, how he wants to be that container, as they use that word in the energetic community. That which holds, wraps, and supports the feminine while she can be in her divine feminine fullness. And it makes me sad because I was like, oh, cool, okay, what are people saying? And I don't comment very often, by the way. And if you see this video, I'm just asking you to comment because I want to know your view on it too. There were a lot of women that were like, I don't need no man to pull out my chair. I don't need a man to pay for me. I don't need no doors open for me. And that's okay, yeah. We have two hands, we can totally do it ourselves. But think of it this way. Whoever your partner is, man or woman, and whatever role they have to play for you, when they pull out your chair, when they open your door, this is them allowing you to step into your divine feminine. This goes for both genders, and whatever gender you're applying with, each person has a chance to bring balance to their feminine and their masculine. And it was so sad to see that I actually did comment. And I was like, yeah, we're all that, ladies. Of course we are. But there's a but. How the men in our life, and we'll just stick with that right now, how the men in our life show up in different ways to alleviate different stresses. I was walking with a friend and a guy to a hot spring yesterday, or the day before. They all meld together. And he's like, hey, let me get that for you. And she's like, oh, no, it's okay. And he's like, no, I got it. And he grabbed one. He's like, and then she's like, well, let me take that one. And he's like, no, I got it. You know, he's got a bucket because it was like raining and we were trying to keep our stuff dry. And then he's got the bag of food, right? And I was like, hey, I was like, be the princess. And she's like, yeah, I'm like a little princess right now. I was like, yeah, like own it. 5 minutes later, a guy came by and said he could give her a ride to go get her truck to bring her closer. And she's like, awesome. And then she hands my friend the backpack and she's like, oh, you don't have to bring it all the way. I'm like what? We're gonna keep walking to the hot spring, leave your backpack here in the rain and wait for you to come? I was like, where's that feeling like a princess again? Feeling like a priestess. Allowing a man to come in and offer this. You know, we allow men to give us other offerings, right? In the bedroom, don't we, ladies? Why can't we allow a man to come and, you know, take care of us in that other way? Help us with something heavy. I move stuff all the time. I'm digressing now, so I'm gonna get back to this card. I'm just putting out that for you to think about and let that gestate and germinate in the womb of your heart, in the womb of your being, where you connect with your solar sun. You can see it like this. When you connect with your heart, you connect with the source of creation. Of course, they have the moon here, which is, we got that for the often related to the feminine. Luna, lunar. We just had a full moon. But see behind here the rays of the sun. You could also see that as a sun rising, a rebirth happening throughout the land. Like this is the land, these are the mountains. Here's the sun coming up between the mountains. The balance between the feminine and the masculine. You see that? Wow. I just completely changed the card, didn't I? That's what's coming in today. So, the wolf seems to also be coming in. Let's find out. What is the symbol of wolf? because I feel like it's significant. Wolf, these earrings that were a friend of mine gave me. Can you see that? Totally started this whole thing and connected. I don't even know if you can see that. There it is, wolf. And sometimes unicorn. See my other videos to see why. What we have now for the information of the wolf is wolf spirit animal. Check out, I think it was the first video. There is a link in there to lead you to spirit animal information and clothing. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever, but man, would I love to wear their stuff. I have a very furry hat of my own that has little bear ears because the bear came in previously. See, there's the phoenix of rebirth. Do you see it? No, I'm not flipping you off. There's the phoenix, and the bear is about the gestation. Again, the womb going into the cave. I'm going into a cave, by the way, very soon. Today, because the weather's nice, I'm going to a cave, and I'm gonna sit in total darkness for I don't know how long. I think I'll just set a timer and see what comes in, what mindfulness comes in. So the wolf, spirit animal, is about freedom, loyalty, strong bonds, instinct, intuition. See the eyes of the wolf? Strong connections. Oh my gosh. The pack. I didn't even think about that. The pack. We're creating a pack right here, right now. That's what we're doing. We're creating a pack, a community. Be the wolf pack. I feel like, is that a song? Is that from the 50s, the wolf pack? I don't know, but my community is going to be called something. It keeps like different names start coming up. Maybe there'll be different links as I'm getting my information together. So, wow, yeah, the wolf. What else do we have about hunter? Animal for the Celts. That's interesting. I didn't know that. What else here? Embracing your aloneness and your togetherness. Being loyal and trusting. So wolf, but also the dog. Being loyal and trusting. To who? To you. Be loyal to yourself. Be trusting. When you get an intuition, an instinct that something is amok, use your discernment and don't blow it off like, oh, it's just nothing. Feel into it some more. I had something that happened like that yesterday where it was almost like accepting a contract. And contracts show up in different ways in our lives, by the way, and we sign away our life all the time. Yes, I'm talking about our American rights. Check into that. Yeah. What's that guy called? Here's some more information. Gosh, his logo's a pickle. What is his name? I'm gonna post it down in the description below so that you guys can find out more. He has like a video series of how to be a healthy American and how not to sign away your rights. There's that plug. He swears a lot. Does anybody know what his name is? I should know this. I've done so much research. Anyway, the contracts we make in life. When something comes up intuitively, where you feel like there is a looping happening in front of you. Maybe the person's repeating themselves a lot. They're on like rewind, rewind, repeat, rewind, repeat. Pay attention to that stuff, because that is a sign to pay attention to. Why pay attention to it? Because you should. You could. You don't have to. You can decide to do what you normally do and just kind of, and you learn. You learn that when you're around these types of experiences, over time you learn, and it takes a quicker amount of time, and you're like, and there it is. And I'm not falling into that trap anymore. The wolf is very keen and decisive. It will sniff around. It's not going to fall into that hole anymore. It's not going to do that. It's going to smell out what's there, and it's going to be going about its way. So remember, connect with the sun. Connect with your womb, both men and women. Feel into the womb, and men, you feel into the womb energy through your mother, regardless of your relationship with your mother. That was a time where you were totally secure, and her body was taking care of you. So even if you've never ever felt taken care of by your mother, or maybe you don't know who your mother was, you still came from a womb. The womb of God is coming into my mind for some reason. The womb of God, why is that coming in? It's your seed, it's your origin. Yeah. Your God spark, your God womb. Connect to these areas. Is there anything else today that's coming up? The wolf spirit. So yeah, these links are going to be down below for you to click on them, and then take some time today to do a little bit more research on your own and find out more about 417 hertz, and feel how you can play it in the background. I'm also going to give you another little tidbit, something I learned recently. There are many ways that the body heals itself, and there are many ways that we can assist in the body's healing. We do this through exercise, and we do this through diet. We do this many different ways. Energetically, there are ways to use color and sound. And I will post down below a video of someone who actually has been seeing in particles since they were 7, I believe. 7? When they were diagnosed, that they don't see quite the same way. It could have been in her 20s that someone actually told her. It could have been around 7 that she knew that's how she saw, but she thought everybody saw in particles. And she helps with healing. She helps doctors, actually. Doctors who can't diagnose certain things that come up in a person's body, or that's been chronic for a long time. They actually seek her out. So I will leave her information down below. One of the things, again, that was my couch. Does that sound like a fart? That's my couch. And what I'm going to advise, I don't like that word either. I'm very big on my words since the great pause of 2019. Did you notice how all the vocabulary changed a lot throughout, and it all meant the same thing? We're not dumb. Okay, so research more about 417 hertz, play it in your own background, and ask your body if there's a certain space that's hurting, something that's been a chronic condition for a long time. This is not instead of medical advice. Always seek medical advice when it's appropriate. this particular person that I'm going to send you a link for down below is one that works with the doctors. So she is able to see in particles, and she will help people use color and sound. In fact, I think once a week she does a free thing that you guys can actually, it can be on a Wednesday. I'm gonna look into it because I wanted to show up for it. I started working with this last night where I put on a frequency, and she says, you know, maybe classical music because it has a wide range of instruments and sounds and so many different frequencies for the body, because the body's intelligent, for you to connect with that intelligence of your body within and ask which frequency, which tone, I think she put it, is most needed to, say, relieve heartburn, if you have heartburn going on at the time, or which tone is most needed to relieve cloudy eyesight. Based on what I saw in her video, in her interview, you're gonna see for yourself when you check it out, but also color. This can be done with color as well. I had a more challenging time with seeing a color. I asked for a color, like, hey, what color needs to come into this specific area that I wanted to think about, right? I was looking at my nails, right? Because I'm trying to increase the strength of my nails, and my diet has changed so much in the last couple of years that when I have a chance to, and there's an opportunity for someone who does work like what she does, I ask those questions. So I think it's even a live thing where it's an opportunity to ask questions about a particular health thing that's going on, possibly. Quantum healing, if you've heard of quantum healing, that's distance healing. In fact, day 4, one of my videos has an actual quantum healing happening in it, which was really unexpected. It's something I do on my own and have since that time of 2019, 2020, working with the collective and with the energies of the earth and the grid system. But I've never shared it with anybody, and we all did it together. We all came together like a pack, like the wolf. All right, guys. So it was great connecting with you guys. I'm so happy you joined me. Wow. Is it really only one more day to go? What's gonna happen after that? Am I just gonna disappear? Am I gonna continue to show up at the same time every day? Am I gonna work on my little course of telling your last story for the last time? That's definitely gonna be happening, because it's coming up. It's time to let go of the stories, folks, because it's time to live in the now. And I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna give you all the information, all the educational information, all the frequency information that I have access to share with you so that you can increase your knowledge and your heart center in your life. So have a great day. Thank you for being with me here today. I really appreciate it. I love all the support. Any way that you can support me, I fully appreciate it. And one of the best ways to support me is to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment, maybe a fun emoji. That would be nice. I like to look at the different emojis. And yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for lots of things, because so much is coming. So much is going to be available. Like this. You know, it's like me making, I didn't make this pendant, but the necklace, the silver necklace. Working with copper and silver and gold soon. going to have an investor that would like to work with me and gold so I can hammer out different pieces. So I'm so excited. Who's that investor? We shall see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to leave you with one last card. We're at 35 minutes. We're going to go into the soul deck. Thank you, Greg. I don't think I mentioned it last time because I got sidetracked. So thank you, Greg, for this deck. Yes, I do have female friends as well, but right now it seems to be the Divine Masculine that's stepping up into play to gift me different things along my path. And I'm allowing it. Why? Because that's me stepping into my divine feminine. That I can take care of myself, but I can also allow others to nurture me, right? So, what is the collective message that needs to be heard at this time? The highest and greatest good, calling in the ascended angels, masters, and star beings. Okay, it's funny. I flipped it over like this. So we kind of have a stack of cards here, but I'm feeling like there's two cards on the front and on the back. So I got this one. In order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must heal the relationship you have with yourself. Forgive yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. Little side note, acceptance is not condoning. Many of us will say, how can I forgive them after what they did? And forgiveness is key, because without forgiveness, it will actually hurt your own physical body system. And since we talk about the cells on this channel too, and the human body, and the information of the human body, forgiveness is something that releases different things in your body. I don't know all the specific terms. I'd have to look them up and get more information, but feel free to look it up. You can accept how a person is. You can accept that a person is really awful. A boss, possibly, or someone who is grumpy. You can accept it because you can observe it. You can be the observer and the witness of it, of like the little movie going on the screen, and know that you can accept that that's happening. It's physically happening, but you don't have to condone it. You don't have to agree with it. And what's the other card? The one on the front. Let's see. In order to cope with separation from a loved one, we need to realize that spiritually we are always connected to those we love. Neither distance nor time can separate that which is united by love. I feel like this card came in that other day. So again, we're talking about they're here. We can be alone, but we don't have to be lonely because we are always supported. We are always supported. Believe that. We are supported. I'm here for you. You're here for me. We're going to do a little love, love, love. We're going to do a little, I'm going to look at you again. And I'm just going to tell you that you are loved. You are important. You are good enough. And when I say this to you, I'm saying this for me as well, because I've questioned it. I've had other people question me, and then I believe them. So if you're one of those people, hey, welcome to the club, man. And And then you know when it's time to not be with those people. You get discernment. You know when to leave that situationship, right? Because it shouldn't be a situationship. It should just be love. I am love. Coming to you. Here with you. Because as always, I am, we are, one. Supreme being. Have a great rest of your day. I love you. I love you. I love you for all that you want to be and all that you almost are. I love you. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11:11 for day 7. It's the last day. Woo! We're doing it. We're doing it. Is there any song coming in? Not yet, but I'm dancing to the song anyway. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later.